Next up is Muggin. Too many distraction finishes. I understand that every match tonight went out of its way to protect everyone involved, but it does feel like a case of diminishing returns. Everyone can't be protected.
So, like, going back to the question, like, everybody can't be protected. I certainly agree. I'm also sympathetic to, like, the requirements that I think, a TV wrestling show has to fulfill, in that it needs to always have, like, 2 stars of a certain caliber. You can't just have jobber matches for all of these matches. Everything has to build to something on a pay-per-view, or at least ideally, right? And has to build towards the future. So Lashley obviously couldn't have afforded the loss. Riddle could afford the loss, but he needs to lose in a way that furthers his ongoing storyline. And that's why you have a distraction finish. Could Riddle have taken a clean loss and then somehow, like, retain that heat for Seth Rollins to extinguish at Extreme Rules? Maybe, very creatively, but I'd also maybe imagine that they just wanted to go for this to be more efficient, maybe, or maybe to not risk that.
I don't have as big of an issue when it's television. If the mindset is we get to the pay-per-view where by and large you're going to get your big blow-off finishes at those shows to make them important. That said, I think overall there is, like, this paranoia of just what a clean loss will do to someone. And I think it's greatly over-exaggerated how detrimental that can be for somebody when it's done in a compelling way. I don't think it hurts anywhere near what they believe it is. And the other point being... And
AEW is proving that with their style of booking.
And that's a comparison point. I don't think it necessarily, hinders somebody. Like, what we see, like, hurts people are, like, if they disappear off television for a long time, or they're just not involved in a story, that they just kind of fall by the wayside. That to me is stuff that hurts more so. But the other thing is that, like, these distractions, like, at their core are designed to, like, get heat on the person interfering or the person that it costs the match to. And when you do it so repeatedly, you lose that impact, and it just elicits more of sort of an eye roll rather than engaging you in your babyface being cheated or the villain getting his comeuppance. When you just do it all the time, you view it, this is an out to the match and not something that is building up the drama in a feud.
Yeah. Again, I think for WWE style of television, like this, it might be the most efficient way of hitting all the bases, in making your champion look strong, in giving the audience an actual finish in the record books, and furthering the feud and delivering the match. They could do a draw and then have, Seth Rollins and go out and say, "Hey, fuck you, Riddle." That could build heat too, but like it's just not the same, right?
I mean, on this show, you had a winner and a loser in every match, but you also did have, like, distractions and run-ins in, I guess the only match they didn't have was Holland and Butch with the Street Profits. That was a clean ending. But everything else, like, you did have people getting involved.
Because the Profits don't have a program.
Yeah, and they viewed that one as one that they could get away doing it.
Yeah.
There you go. Last one here is...
I consider it more of a problem with just, like, the constant strive to, like, have all-star caliber, like, TV shows. Back when we had jobber matches, this wasn't an issue. But when the expectation now is to have 3 hours of, like, pay-per-view quality matches, sometimes you might not run into, like, a solution.